One thing, the reason why I continuously make the same videos is because I just need to continuously make sure I say the things that needs to be said, because I know there'll be a day I will never be able to. The target individual, we are targeted in these terrible ways. Some of us are very vulnerable people, more than others. There's women, there's children, and it's happening today, and it's been happening for a long time. And I've heard a lot of testimonials, and I'm thankful that everybody that is able to make a testimonial of some sort have. And they should continue. As a target individual, please leave your testimonial somewhere as a record. Uh, who knows who can just feel better after watching that. For me, it truly saved me in a certain way. It didn't save me from being a target individual, but it made me, it just, I saw things truly for what they are. The PSYOPs stopped working. I was able to kind of put things in perspective in so many ways, and I'm thankful. And also kind of give me, not only obviously I know there's the different perceptive of reality in regard of like what I thought the world was about, and realizing the reality of things, and start seeing people truly for what they are, and seeing the fragility of individuals. For me, it's just like, it's just ironic in so many ways. And that's sometimes why I think this is, to me, I feel like sometimes it's biblical. Now, I was put in this program when I was working for an employer. This employer is extremely conservative, and the influences of my employer, my old employer at the time, when I was employed with him, is even now still reflected today. They've involved themselves in things that have changed this country, and done things and involved themselves in a big impactor of politics in this country, big time. I mean, like, we're talking about top five. They spend a lot of their money on things that changes the country in one way or another. But let me just say this: once you're in a program, doesn't matter. You could be tormented by people who are your blood, your your dates, your everybody, your neighbors, and that's just, it changes at that point. But the reason why I was put in this program is because I was employed by these people. Like I said, these people are extremely conservative. When I was employed there, I was the only person in my department who was a man and who was my skin color. The other person who was working within the department was this woman who's been there for a long time, but she never interacted with anybody at the office. After work, she'll go home and take care of family business. She would do like bare minimum. It's like she was just like there, but she works and then that's it. She worked hard, great workers, but she knew what to do. She just did her job, and then never hear from her. You hear what you need to hear, and that's that. I understand that. She knew that in this environment, she doesn't want to be, she just want to make herself as less visible as possible. She does her job well, and she goes home. And so me, I came in that environment. I obviously knew, not knowing how things worked, was a little bit, kind of fresh, and tried to be funny, or didn't know the politics of things, and try to be funny, do this, try to be friendly, and rubbed a few people off, especially because these people are in a different realm of reality. Very uptight people who already were insecure about things. And me, I'm like a young person just starting this job, feel no insecure, don't take myself serious, and these people already sees me as somebody else, not fitting their kind of world, different. And so it makes sense that I'm here now, and in their mind they thought that maybe putting me in this program would be better than making the mistake of firing me, and then I would maybe like sue them. I don't understand, but yeah, there was no way I could even do that. But I think for them it was the safer route, in the sense of like, if we put in this program, that's it, it's done. You know, we don't have to worry about him. But these people are extremely conservative, and I had to deal with a lot of stuff. But the way they are trying to manipulate things and create a narrative that is just so far from reality is crazy. Listen, I left that place after almost 5 years. But before that, I talked to the HR. I talked to, like early on, I was like, what can I do to make people make them comfortable? I bought them gifts when I was leaving. I was trying my best to fit in, to make people like me, right? I didn't mind being the joke of, like I really did everything possible. Now, understand, I'm not perfect. I was, I'm 25, 26, fine, first job. I'm going, but at the same time, I was like doing everything they needed me to do. Whatever I bought everybody lunch. I'm not even the person who gave most money there. I'm like an entry level person. I'm, spending my money to, I did all these things. And the thing they try to do is to try to make me look like, you see what you did there. You see what there's like, listen, you see all the things I had to deal with. You're going to bring up all this moment, you see, that was kind of, you see, I was being called a monkey. They were like making me like, always like try to put me down one way or another. They would look at me up and down, making me feel uncomfortable. They were like doing things, whatever they can, to kind of degrade me. It was horrible. Every day it was like, what's going on here? Why are you acting this way? Why are you treating me like this way? It was breaking down, but now no, I was being gaslighted. I learned that word kind of later on. I was being gaslighted. They wanted me out, and it was bad, man. They were just really doing horrible things to psychologically. It broke me down, and I ended up quitting after 5 years. It was just tough. I couldn't do it anymore. But they're trying to bring up this, but remember this and that. They were making, the way they were just clowning me and treating me. It was bad. It felt like they were always talking about me. I didn't know what was going on. It's because I was put in this program. And so they were always treating me like shit. But because my PSYOP is trying to present themselves as this like woke group of very progressive group of people, to try to distance the reality of who put me in this program. I think the reason why they use this PSYOP on me is because of who put me in this program. They are trying to distance the person responsible for me being in this program by creating a PSYOP of this extremely progressive PSYOP of like very awakened, woke individual, in a sense of like, I can say the right pronoun, I recycle, I do these things, like all super PC things. I'm like, what? But in the program that's out here torturing women till it comes, it's just clowns. That's when I also kind of, it opened my eyes and other things. Like, okay, listen, these signaling things they do is just that. A person could be saying all the right things in the appropriate way, but being involved in the foulest things. That's why I don't like this facade. I don't see it anymore. I prefer somebody who's not imperfect, but at least might be a better person than this person who say the right pronouns, recycles, who's very like, this is just this is like a facade. This is nothing. And so since then, I've seen that. I see things for what they are. And I see this bottom feeder for what they are, because they're involved in the program that kill and torture women, raping them till they kill themselves. The majority, there's a high percentage of women being tortured by them. And they're renowned for using women to do that to women. There's a lot of women involved in the torturing of women. Some women, like these people who are trying to play this fun, like they're playing this like organization of goodness. This PSYOP has been ongoing for years. And the reason why they try to use that on me is because they want to block out the reality that this company, who is extremely conservative, is the reason why I'm here. And these bottom feeders are trying to be like, oh, we're so progressive, we're woke, Black Lives Matters, abortion. I'm like, you guys are trash. There's a bunch of black women being tortured in this program. A lot of women are being tortured. A lot of children are being tortured. And you guys are involved in these things, and then going to a rally and try to play like, oh my gosh, we are anti-government. Clown. Who runs this? delusional. And so for me, they were trying. I'm watching this thing, which is a requirement about harassment at work, and they were trying to make me think of. There was this person. She's this coworker of mine. She's from another country. She came in. I was already a target individual. She came in like late at the end of my like my time there, like the last year or so. And she came in strong. My gosh, she was super like, because she's a foreigner. She's very like expressive, loud, and like she was just annoying. Oh my gosh, annoying. But my gosh, she would do things, and it was just. I think she like she wanted to prove a point. Like she just knew she wanted to show that she's involved, and she would do the thing even extra. With that being said, beautiful woman, right, from this foreign country, and of course I noticed that, but she would do things like I remember I walked with somebody else, a colleague, and she just walked fast in front of me and just turned around and like stare at me while walking in front of me, and I was like, what is she doing? And I was like, okay, what's going on? Let me just. It's like she wanted me to look at her. It's like, okay, and it felt like always I'll go to a meeting room in advance. You see her sitting there before me, in early. So it's me and her only in the meeting room. I will leave. I was like, I don't feel comfortable here. It feels like something's happening. I'll go for lunch. I see her just staring at me at lunch, or making herself like cry and look like she wanted my attention. I was like, Jesus. And she, like she'll have like, because her cubicle was near me, they would talk loud and say things, and she'll make fun of my accent because I have an accent, but she also has an accent, and she'll try to make fun of my accent. I'm like, the irony of all of it is crazy. And then all these things she would do to disturb me, and they try to pick things. It's like, but remember when you like? I remember she did something where she like in a cubicle across me diagonally, and she kind of like. Her back area was facing me, and I remember I did this, I did this, and I looked, and they're like, you looked at, you made her uncomfortable. I was like, listen, do you know I would try to go somewhere, she'll run in front of me to be seen. And there's a time, which is the craziest thing, right? And you understand how these people create this reality. She will always like be like loud and dramatic about things. Oh my gosh, and she'll be like, I can't do this. I can't, like, can you help me? I can't. And one day I'm like kind of frustrated. So I have my hands on my like waist, right? I'm like, okay, how can I help? Okay, let's see. Because she was just being annoying and loud. It's like just dramatic. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of tired at this point, but okay, let me see. Okay. And I have my hand on my waist, and she's like sitting on the cubicle, and I'm facing her, and like this, I'm standing in front of her here, and she's sitting. And this is me, and I'm and so I'm standing, and they tried to make me feel guilty. It's like, you see, your growing area was close to her face, or not close to her face, but was like standing next to her. It's like, what should I be like facing my butt to her and turn around and say it? And I didn't like that feeling. It's like, okay, I feel like I don't want to make her feel like I'm dominating her. But in this position, it's like when somebody comes to your cubicle, you're sitting down and they're up, so it feels like a dominating feeling. For me, I didn't even like that. I was like, oh, I don't like that. Like I wanted to get, at that point I was like, let me put myself next time. Like, let me get myself on her level, so she doesn't feel like I'm trying to dominate her. And they're like, you see that? Now, all these stories I'm saying. What I'm describing here is how these people are trying to create a narrative in different fashion to change the reality of these people who put me in this program, made life very tough for me, even before I knew I was targeted. That was the gaslighting methods of being a target individual. It was just nasty. And they're the reason why they put me in this program. They're the reason why I'm in this program. They put me in this program, and now this bottom feeder here, who play this woke, progressive, extremely like aware of, they recycle, they do like you guys are trash. You might be able to say the right pronoun, but you're in a program that is out here zapping her genitals to the suicide. You might be recycling every day, but this woman and her child have been tormented and tortured. You might be going and volunteer every day. But this woman has become homeless because in the program that you guys are working. You are in a program where there's a high percentage of defenseless women being tortured. And you guys are cowards, even involving torturing children. Clowns and cowards and frauds. And the reason they came and speak about a pedophile called Roy Moore, because the people who put me in this program donated money to this man. Oh, guess what? They go into rallies and everything. Abortion rights. They're the first one. Guess what company help out to reverse the Roe versus Wade? Yes. These people have been humiliated. I think the one person here who's probably laughing the most is the person who put me in this program. It's like, yeah, they're there. Ask them to say Roy Moore. Yeah, they're gonna watch you scream because they put you in there. These people. Well, yeah, they're right, but guess, yeah, our company donated for this overturn of Roe versus Wade. Yeah. Dares, brave. Yeah. You see, this 13, 14-year-old kid is going to frame you. She can't even say Roy Moore. She's so noble. So I'm a target individual. For me, the PSYOPs are those. But I understand. I'm a target individual. I see them for what they are. They're just contracted bottom feeders that torture even women and children. After me, they'll do that to others. Some of them have done it before to others, including women. That's what they are. The rest, don't let them vilify you when they do these things.